everybody, welcome back to Seeds and Arrows Frontier, and got my dad here, Steve.
Hey.
And my mom's behind working the camera. And so right now we have our finished product. One of the finished products of our maple syrup. So I'm going to get in here and actually show you what this looks like, but whether we actually made a mistake on it or not, it was something that turned out to actually be really cool. So this portion of the maple syrup, and I'll just bring you in here and show you this here. So right now, this is almost like a solid form. So we had it on low heat for a while, and we were trying to get the magic temperature of 217, but it was at 200 degrees for like the longest time, and then all of a sudden it just shot up really fast. So this was the end product. How you can actually see it's almost like caramel. So what my mom says is like it's actually like a hard staged candy ball, which is good for like if you want to do like caramel popcorn or I guess maple syrup popcorn. But yeah, what we're actually going to do though is I actually got a little bit more maple syrup that I rendered down, and we didn't burn this one. So and my dad's so nice to eloquent. I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Eloquently holding it. There you go. But so we're going to mix this together with the other maple syrup and just kind of like give it back to like a more syrupy form, so that way we can just have maple syrup.
Now, Mom, aim the camera over here.
So my dad's got another interesting point that we kind of discovered.
Yeah, so after we did the fire, Mike came up with the idea of using a turkey roaster or oven roaster to try to render it down and see how that was. We tried to experiment. This is our first year doing this. And you can see this is about 4 inches deep, and we filled it up with sap, let it set overnight. Around 4 o'clock I got up and checked it. It was down about halfway. I was really shocked. And we had it on the back porch. The lid was half cocked like that. So the steam was able to get out, and around 11 o'clock in the morning I took it out. Now, all night long it was in the 20s and 30s, and when I took it off it was about 33 degrees outside. We brought it in and put it into a cooker. Now the cooker, I want to show you this cooker. I've had this over 40 years, and it's multi-layered. The heat is evenly distributed throughout the bottom and the rest of the cookware. So it's very important to have a very good solid metal cooker like this when you're cooking on this. The sap, when it's down to this level right here. Well, what happened was we were trying to get it up to 217, and it was staying around 298, 200, and all of a sudden it went up real quick, and as each degree it got up closer to 217, it seemed like it got thicker and thicker. Well, my wife took it off, and you could barely move it in here, and when it cooled down it was solid like this. So Mike used the same type of device at his house to render down another batch, this is what he had left over. So we're going to try to infuse these together and try to make this one more runny and this one more thick. So we're going to take a cut here, see how that works out, and get back right. We'll get right back.
Go ahead, cut into it.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Oh,
pour it on in. Yeah, go ahead and pour it in there.
But this stuff, it's in the pot. It was as good as caramel. Putting it on apples or popcorn or anything else, like Mike said earlier, it was just downright delicious.
So our mistake actually worked out.
Yeah. So right now we got it up.
Yeah.
On low.
On low, yeah. I need like a plastic spoon or something. Yeah, there you go.
So voila, I got a plastic spoon. But that's still crusty in there, so we're gonna have to.
Yeah, turn up the heat a little bit. We'll turn it up to about medium here. And just basically what we're trying to do is just get the the hard caramel to
It's starting to break up.
melt it down a little bit to where it'll go into the liquidy sap. Hopefully we'll have like a nice maple syrup. But the other thing that I wanted to touch on is what we noticed between this maple syrup that we did in the oven roaster and then also the oven roaster that I had at my house. We did both of these. I guess it was like a cleaner process to where it's more of like a golden color, like a honey color.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So the stuff that we had over the fire, we still had to strain, and that stuff ended up being more black. So a darker maple color, I guess what you would think as maple syrup. But this is very sweet. It's got a it was very clean, even though we strained it. There wasn't a lot of debris that was in it that we strained. And it just has more of a caramel look to it. So I guess, I don't know, that it's just that we burned it down or rendered it down over a longer period of time under a steady heat. But the other thing with the oven roaster is another positive thing is that you don't have to burn a whole bunch of firewood. You just put it into the plug and turn it on, and then you can just forget about it for the day. And then it basically took about 6 to 8 hours to boil down the whole pot. And then if you're going to add more onto it, but I say 3.5 gallons of maple syrup in the oven roaster when we were doing it at our house. And then this one over here, we'll probably get about another 5 gallons or so. And we had the temperature to where we put it all the way up to 450 degrees. And it was outside, so obviously it doesn't get the sap and everything all over inside of your kitchen and on the walls and everything. So it'll just cover everything outside. And then the bees during the summer or springtime can lick it off your walls.
And there you go.
All right, so that actually does look a little bit more liquidy. It's rendering down, so we still may need to boil it off just a little bit more, but
I'm going to use my trusty dusty thermometer here and keep an eye on the temperature. It's not going to be that high right now. I just want to see what it is at.
yeah. All right, but stay tuned. So we're going to finish out this process and enjoy some maple syrup. All right, so we got it all solidified now, and we're starting to get to a boil here. So we're just going to keep continuing on, and it's still got a little thickness to it, but we're just going to render it down just a little bit more. All right, so it's starting to boil up, and we just had the temperature in there, so it's already up, or 217 is where you want it, so we're pretty much already there.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can actually see here, we got this syrup, and it's starting to cool down a little bit, but yeah, how it's starting to get all nice and syrupy. It's actually starting to drip from the pan. This is the finished product, so we got it up to a 217 boil. You can still see, I mean, it's got a nice amber color to it, very sweet, and it's like nothing you'll taste in the store. There's no additives to this. There's no high fructose corn syrup, nothing other than just maple syrup. So anyways, we just wanted to show this to you, and I'm going to finish getting every last drop I can out of here. And thanks for watching. Stay safe, make each day count, and God bless.
So after we had used fire on first batch, it turned real dark, but it stayed liquid.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you during that. Start that over and just say that again.
Oh. After the first batch,
Now you interrupted him. Here, start it over. Shh. Quiet on the set.
right on set, take 3. After the first batch, Mike came up with a good idea about using the baster or a roaster to try to render down the sap overnight. And
What? Why are you shaking your head for? Don't.
Go ahead.
Quiet. Take 4.
take 4. All right, so
Other room.
Take 5. Take
is it on
5.
record?
Yep. Go ahead.
Taking 5. All right. So Mike came up with an idea to use this type of.
Oven roaster.
You said a roaster.
Okay.
Not as easy as it look, huh, Dad?
Taking 6. I call it a roaster. I don't know what the heck it is.
It's an oven roaster.
All right, taking 6. After we did the first batch over the fire,
Sorry.
what happened now?
You're just mixing your words together. Go ahead. Take 7.
Taking 7. We need a commercial break in here or something.
Now I'm going to use these as the bloopers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, recording. Get back in.
Is it REC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so it's recording now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't need you to talk during the record. All right, good job.
Me.
No, see?